Alex adjusted the strap of his tool bag as he stepped off the shuttle. The planet Zorya stretched before him like a painting, bright crystal cities that shimmered under the twin suns, floating bridges that connected towers, and green terraces that spiraled along the skyline. He had read about Zorya in reports, but no words or images could prepare him for the reality. He was a human engineer, skilled in repairing machines and understanding technology. Yet this assignment felt different. This was not just any city. It was the seat of the alien queen, Mira, whose reputation for intelligence and elegance was known throughout neighboring star systems. And she had requested him personally. The shuttle doors hissed closed behind him, and a small robotic assistant guided him along a smooth path that led to a grand building at the center of the city. Its walls glowed with shifting patterns, like light moving in waves, and Alex felt a strange sense of awe. Inside, the air was warm but crisp, carrying a faint hum of energy. The hallways were wide and lined with translucent panels that displayed flowing streams of information, graphs, symbols, and data Alex could not immediately decipher. His human eyes struggled to follow the patterns, but he knew he would understand them soon enough. He was led to a large chamber at the heart of the palace. There, standing in front of a network of devices that glimmered with faint light, was Mira. She was taller than any human he had ever seen, with luminous skin that seemed to shift colors subtly, and eyes that were sharp and intelligent. Her hair floated slightly, as if moved by a gentle breeze only she could feel. "Welcome, Alex," she said. Her voice was calm and melodic, carrying a sense of authority without being harsh. "I have heard much about your abilities. I hope you are ready for a challenge unlike any you have faced before." Alex swallowed, feeling both nervous and excited. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll do my best." She gestured to the devices before her. "These are my personal systems," she said. "They are complex, yes, but I believe a human perspective may reveal solutions we have not considered." Alex knelt and examined the first device. Unlike human machines, these were smooth, with flowing surfaces that seemed alive. Buttons and switches were absent. Instead, the device responded to gestures and touch, and glowing symbols shifted constantly. He touched it carefully, and the device pulsed softly under his fingertips, almost like it was aware of him. As he studied the mechanisms, Mira observed quietly. Alex felt her gaze but focused on the work. He had learned long ago that concentration was the key to solving difficult problems. His mind mapped patterns, tried combinations, and suggested adjustments. Slowly, the device responded more predictably. "You understand it quickly," Mira said after a while. "Many of my kind would take weeks to reach this point. Yet you adapt in hours. Fascinating." Alex smiled faintly. "I guess humans are good at noticing things others might miss." "Yes," she replied. "You see beyond structure and patterns. That is why I requested you." The chamber felt alive with energy. Alex realized that this work was not just mechanical, it was almost like communicating with a living system. He touched a panel, and the device responded with a gentle vibration. He adjusted another segment, and a soft chime echoed, as if the machine approved. Hours passed, yet Alex did not notice. Mira occasionally asked questions about his methods, and he explained in simple terms how he approached each problem. She seemed intrigued not by the results alone, but by his way of thinking. Alex realized that she valued creativity and insight as much as skill. At one point, Mira tilted her head slightly and said, "Humans are unusual. You create, repair, and adapt in ways that my people rarely attempt. Your methods are unpredictable, yet effective. It is refreshing." Alex laughed softly. "I think unpredictability can be useful sometimes." She smiled, a rare gesture that seemed to brighten the room. "Indeed. Perhaps that is why you are here." As the first day drew to a close, Alex finished repairing the initial device. It hummed smoothly, pulsing with energy in rhythm with the room's systems. Mira approached him, her eyes still studying him with quiet curiosity. "You have done well today, Alex," she said. "Tomorrow, we will begin the more intricate devices. They require trust and understanding, not only skill. I believe you are capable of both." Alex nodded. "I'm ready, Your Majesty." As he left the chamber to rest, he felt a mixture of pride and excitement. This was unlike any repair job he had ever done. Here, he was not just a human among aliens, he was a bridge between worlds, a mind capable of solving problems no one else could. And somewhere deep in his thoughts, he sensed that his journey on Zorya had only just begun. The next morning, Alex awoke to the soft glow of Zorya's twin suns streaming through the translucent walls of his quarters. The city outside shimmered like a sea of crystals, reflecting light in countless directions. He stretched and prepared himself for another day of work, aware that today would be more than just repairs, it would be a test of his creativity. As he walked through the palace halls, a gentle hum resonated through the floor, syncing with his footsteps. The aliens moved with a grace and precision that was mesmerizing. Alex admired their coordinated movements, yet he noticed one thing: humans and aliens approached challenges differently. Where the aliens relied on perfect calculations, humans experimented, adapted, and sometimes made mistakes, but those mistakes often led to new solutions. When he reached the central chamber, Mira was already there. She moved with her usual quiet confidence, observing the devices she had entrusted to him. "Good morning, Alex," she said. "Today, I will allow you to work on the devices that control the city's energy flow. They are delicate and complex, but I believe your human insight will be valuable." Alex nodded and approached the first device. Unlike yesterday, these systems were more advanced, with layers of interfaces that seemed to intertwine like living vines. Each device had subtle feedback, responding not just to touch but to thought patterns. Alex had never seen machines behave this way, but he reminded himself that creativity and patience were his strongest tools. As he began working, Mira watched him quietly. Occasionally, she would ask questions about his process, not for correction, but out of curiosity. "Why do you try this first?" she asked. "A more logical sequence might succeed faster." Alex smiled. "Sometimes the fastest solution isn't the best one. Trying different paths helps me understand the system better. I notice things that aren't obvious at first." Mira's eyes sparkled. "Humans think in unexpected ways. You do not follow the usual patterns." "Fascinating." Hours passed as Alex navigated the device's complex functions. He adjusted panels, rerouted energy flows, and tested sequences, all while Mira observed silently. Occasionally, she touched a section of a device to demonstrate a concept, and Alex watched closely, learning her patterns. Though she was highly intelligent, her approach was precise and methodical, in contrast to Alex's intuitive style. During a short break, Mira invited him to stand beside a window overlooking the city. "Alex," she said thoughtfully, "your perspective is unusual. On Zorya, we solve problems with exact calculations. Humans use creativity, flexibility, and curiosity. That is rare and valuable." Alex leaned against the edge of the window, watching the floating bridges that connected the towers. "I think every species has something unique. Humans may not have your technology, but we can adapt quickly, and we notice things that might be hidden in plain sight." She nodded slowly. "Indeed. That may explain why I requested your help personally. You see solutions where others see only patterns." Alex felt a mixture of pride and responsibility. He realized that his role was not just to fix machines, it was to understand them, to anticipate problems, and to think in ways even the most advanced aliens could not. For the first time, he sensed that humans might have a unique place in the universe. Returning to work, Alex encountered a device that reacted unpredictably to his adjustments. The energy flow shifted unexpectedly, pulsing in patterns he had not seen before. He frowned, studying it carefully. "It's like it's alive," he muttered under his breath. Mira approached, watching him closely. Some systems are designed to respond to thought and emotion. They are sensitive to the operator's intent. "Do you feel the flow?" Alex took a deep breath and focused. Slowly, the device stabilized, responding to the rhythm of his movements and attention. He adjusted one more sequence, and a soft chime filled the chamber, signaling success. "You have adapted quickly," Mira said, her voice calm but impressed. "Many would fail at this stage. Yet you have not only repaired the system, you have understood it. That is rare among my people." Alex smiled faintly. "I guess humans can surprise even the most advanced civilizations sometimes." She tilted her head thoughtfully. "Yes. That is why you are here. Your presence reminds us that intelligence is not only measured by data or logic but also by creativity, adaptability, and insight. Qualities humans possess naturally." The rest of the day passed in a rhythm of observation, repair, and learning. Alex found himself enjoying the challenge. Working alongside the alien queen was not intimidating, it was inspiring. Her presence pushed him to think differently, to approach problems with patience and care, and to explore possibilities beyond conventional methods. As the twin suns began to set, casting long reflections across the crystalline city, Miro looked at Alex with quiet approval. "Tomorrow, I will show you devices even more complex. Your human intuition may be the key to unlocking their potential." Alex nodded, feeling excitement and a sense of purpose. He realized that this assignment was not just about fixing machines. It was about connecting two worlds, bridging the gap between human insight and alien technology. And somehow, in this strange and beautiful world, he felt the first spark of something greater, a connection that could change not only his life but the future of Zorya itself. The next morning, Alex felt a mix of excitement and curiosity as he prepared for another day in the palace. Yesterday's work had tested his skills and creativity, but today promised to be different. A message had arrived from Queen Mira herself, requesting his presence in her private chamber. When Alex entered, the chamber was bathed in a soft golden light. The walls shimmered with gentle patterns that shifted like water, and in the center stood a device unlike any he had seen before. Its surface seemed almost alive, glowing with an internal rhythm. "Mira," Alex greeted respectfully. "Good morning, Alex," she said, her voice calm and melodic. "Today, I will show you a device that is very personal to me. It is critical to the city's balance, and only someone I trust may adjust it." Alex felt a mixture of honor and nervousness. He approached the device carefully, examining its delicate components. Unlike earlier systems, this one required more than skill, it demanded understanding, patience, and intuition. A single misstep could throw off the balance of energy flowing through the city. As Alex worked, Mira observed silently, her eyes focused yet gentle. Occasionally, she pointed out subtle movements or gestures that would help him adjust the device without disturbing its delicate harmony. Alex followed her guidance, learning quickly and feeling a strange connection to the system. "You are very precise," Mira said quietly. "Yet your approach is different from mine. You do not simply follow logic, you sense the system, feel its rhythm, and respond accordingly." Alex paused and looked up. "I think machines are like people in a way. If you try to control them too strictly, they resist. But if you understand them and work with them, they respond naturally." Mira's eyes widened slightly, showing approval. "Interesting. That is not how my people usually operate. We rely on certainty and control. Your approach is refreshing." Hours passed as Alex worked, adjusting panels and sequences, testing responses, and refining the system. Slowly, the device began to resonate smoothly, as if it had accepted his guidance. A soft hum filled the chamber, signaling balance restored. Mira stepped closer. You have done very well, Alex. Few could manage this task successfully. Alex smiled, wiping a bead of sweat from his forehead. Thank you, Your Majesty. It felt natural once I understood how it reacted. For a moment, the room was silent. Then Mira spoke in a voice that was calm but carried weight. Alex, in my culture, there is a title reserved for those who are trusted not only for skill but for wisdom, judgment, and insight. It is the title of consort. Alex froze, unsure how to respond. Consort, he repeated. She nodded. Yes. You have demonstrated qualities that are rare, even among my people. Your mind, your intuition, your respect for the system. It is fitting that you be recognized in this way. Alex's mind raced. He had expected recognition for his work, but this was something entirely different. He realized that on Zorya, the title of consort was not a romantic honor, it was a mark of trust and partnership, a recognition that humans and aliens could work together in ways neither could achieve alone. I am honored, he said finally, keeping his voice steady. I will do my best to live up to it. Mira inclined her head. I have no doubt. Tomorrow, you will begin working on systems that are even more complex. Your human perspective may reveal solutions that my people cannot see. As he left the chamber, Alex reflected on what had happened. Being called consort was not just an honor, it was a responsibility. He felt a deep sense of purpose. His work was no longer just about repairing machines, it was about bridging worlds, sharing human insight, and helping an entire civilization thrive. Later, as he walked through the palace gardens, he thought about the city below. Floating bridges connected towers in delicate arcs, and energy flows moved in patterns that seemed to sing with life. Alex realized that he had become a part of something greater than himself. He paused at the edge of a terrace and looked at the horizon, where the twin suns were slowly setting. The light shimmered on the crystalline buildings, casting long, dancing reflections. For the first time, he felt that he truly belonged here, not just as a visitor, but as someone who could make a difference. As night approached, Alex returned to his quarters. He reviewed his notes, considered the challenges ahead, and felt a sense of excitement. The next systems would be more advanced, more intricate, and more demanding. But he also knew he had something few others possessed: human intuition, creativity, and the trust of an alien queen. And in that trust, Alex felt a spark of confidence. No matter how complex the technology, no matter how different the world, he understood that he could make a meaningful contribution. This was not just about engineering, it was about discovery, partnership, and showing that humans could shine among the stars. The next morning, Alex arrived at the central chamber feeling a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation. Today, Queen Mira had promised him access to more advanced systems, the ones that controlled not only her city but also parts of the planet's energy network. These systems were far more intricate than any he had encountered before, and he knew that every decision he made could affect thousands of lives. Mira, Alex greeted respectfully. Good morning, Alex, she said with her usual calm authority. Today, you will face tasks that require not only skill but judgment. You will need to balance efficiency, safety, and harmony with Zorya's natural systems. I trust your insight. Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. He approached the first system, a tall crystalline tower filled with flowing energy conduits. The conduits pulsed with light, shifting in patterns that resembled a living organism. As he studied them, he noticed subtle irregularities, small energy leaks and shifts that could indicate a larger imbalance. He traced the patterns carefully, making adjustments while keeping the system's rhythm intact. Mira observed closely, occasionally offering advice on subtle gestures or sequences that would stabilize the tower. Your approach is different, she said. You work with the system rather than forcing it. That is why humans are unusual. You see possibilities that my people often overlook. Alex smiled faintly. I think working with the flow rather than against it makes things last longer. Sometimes trying to control everything too tightly causes problems later. As he continued, Mura presented a challenge. This subsystem must maintain energy for the northern districts, but implementing a new protocol could improve efficiency. However, it may disrupt the natural cycles of the flora around the city. How will you decide? Alex paused, considering the problem. In human engineering, balance was key. Efficiency without care for the environment could lead to future trouble. He examined the system carefully and proposed a compromise, a modified protocol that increased energy flow without harming the surrounding ecosystem. Mura studied his solution, her expression thoughtful. You chose harmony over immediate gain. That is wise. Many would not consider the broader impact. Hours passed as Alex moved from system to system. Each one tested a different aspect of his knowledge and creativity. Some required technical skill, others intuition, and still others patience and observation. The more he worked, the more he realized that his human perspective was not just helpful, it was necessary. Alien systems were logical and precise, but humans could notice patterns, predict behavior, and improvise when something unexpected occurred. During a short break, Mura invited Alex to a terrace overlooking the city. Below, energy flows glimmered in soft light, weaving between towers and bridges like luminous rivers. Alex, she said, you have proven your abilities in technical tasks. But trust is more than skill. It is understanding consequences, predicting outcomes, and making choices with care. That is why I call you consort, not only for your knowledge but for your judgment. Alex felt a surge of pride. The title was more than honor, it was a responsibility. He realized that being consort meant bridging two worlds, showing that humans could work alongside aliens not just as technicians, but as partners and problem solvers. Returning to the systems, Alex encountered a problem that required immediate attention. A minor energy surge threatened to destabilize a critical conduit. He quickly analyzed the flow, identified the source, and implemented a solution that stabilized the system without shutting down energy to the districts. Mura watched closely, clearly impressed. You acted decisively, she said. Yet you did so without haste or recklessness. That is rare. Most would panic or follow strict protocol without considering alternatives. Your human intuition saved the system. Alex nodded. I've learned that sometimes the best solutions come from calm observation and careful adjustment. Not everything can be solved with speed alone. By the end of the day, Alex had successfully managed several complex systems, demonstrating skill, creativity, and foresight. Mura approached him, her eyes reflecting approval. You have earned more than recognition, Alex. You have earned trust. Tomorrow, we will begin work on devices that challenge even the most advanced alien minds. I believe your insight may reveal solutions no one else could discover. As Alex left the chamber, he reflected on the day's events. He realized that his role was evolving. He was no longer just a human engineer in an alien world, he was a partner, a problem solver, a bridge between species. The title of consort was not about status or privilege, it was about responsibility, trust, and the unique perspective humans could bring. Walking through the palace gardens, Alex thought about Zorya's energy networks, the delicate balance of the city, and the alien queen who trusted him. For the first time, he felt that human creativity, intuition, and care were not just useful, they were extraordinary. He paused at a terrace, watching the twin suns set, casting long reflections across the crystalline city. In that moment, Alex understood that the challenges ahead would test more than his skill, they would test his ability to think, adapt, and make choices that could shape an entire civilization. And for the first time, he felt truly ready. Alex entered the central control chamber early that morning, feeling a mixture of curiosity and responsibility. Today, Queen Mura had asked him to review the city's long-range energy and communication systems networks that linked Zorya to other regions of space. As he began examining the panels, he noticed a faint signal unlike anything he had seen before. At first, it seemed like a glitch, a minor disturbance in the data flow. But as Alex traced the signal through the circuits, it became clear that this was no ordinary error. The patterns were deliberate, structured, and moving toward Zorya from a distant star system. He felt a chill, not of fear, but of urgency. Something or someone was approaching. "Mira," he called, turning to the queen who had quietly entered the chamber. "I think there's a signal coming from outside the system. It's unusual." She stepped closer, her luminous eyes examining the data. "Show me," she said calmly. Alex pointed to the streams of information flowing across the panels. "It's not just interference. It seems like a fleet or group of ships, moving with precision. But the patterns are different from anything in known databases. I think they're intelligent." Mira studied the information for several moments. "This is concerning. We have defenses, yes, but they are designed for known threats, not unknown systems. Alex, I need your help. Your human perspective may reveal what we cannot see." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. Unlike the systems he had repaired so far, this challenge required prediction, strategy, and intuition rather than technical skill alone. He analyzed the movement patterns, identifying slight irregularities in speed and trajectory. Unlike alien calculations, which relied purely on data, Alex began to consider the intent behind the signals, the logic, strategy, and possible reasoning of whoever was approaching. After careful observation, he suggested a series of defensive adjustments that relied not on overwhelming force, but on adaptability. "We don't need to react with maximum energy," he explained. "If we anticipate their patterns and adjust the shields and pathways dynamically, we can guide their approach safely, giving us time to understand their intent." Mira tilted her head thoughtfully. "You are suggesting a flexible defense, rather than a static one. That is, human thinking. Unpredictable, yet effective." Together, they implemented Alex's plan. He monitored energy flows, redirecting power where it would stabilize the city's defenses without wasting resources. Mira observed silently, her expression unreadable, but her eyes reflected a quiet admiration. Hours passed, and the signal continued its approach. Alex worked tirelessly, adjusting parameters, running simulations, and predicting movements. Slowly, a clear pattern emerged. The fleet was not hostile, it was cautious, exploring, testing Zorya's systems. Alex realized that his human intuition had interpreted behavior that pure calculation could not. These visitors were curious rather than aggressive. "Alex," Mira said quietly, after a long pause, "your insight has revealed something critical. They are intelligent, but not dangerous. Your human mind has seen what our calculations could not." Alex exhaled in relief. "It seemed like a threat at first, but then I noticed their pauses, the way they adjusted to our defenses without forcing an attack. They're observing, learning, not attacking." Mira nodded. "Indeed. Your ability to predict and interpret behavior is extraordinary. This is why humans are so valuable. Your intuition allows us to respond wisely, without unnecessary conflict." As the day ended, the fleet continued its approach, but Zorya remained safe. The city's energy networks hummed in balance, guided by Alex's decisions and the Queen's oversight. For the first time, Alex realized that his role was not just to repair or maintain technology, it was to understand it, anticipate problems, and interpret patterns that no alien mind alone could predict. Walking through the palace gardens that evening, Alex thought about the approaching fleet. Zorya had faced potential danger, but human insight had prevented panic and possible mistakes. He looked at the twin suns setting over the crystalline city, feeling pride and a sense of purpose. Queen Mira joined him quietly on the terrace. "Alex," she said, her voice calm, "today you have shown something remarkable. Humans may not have the technology of my people, but your mind, the way you think, predict, and adapt is a gift. You have proven that cooperation between species can achieve what neither could alone. Alex nodded, humbled. I just tried to notice what others might miss. That's all. She smiled softly. It is enough. Today, you have protected not only the city but the trust between our people. Tomorrow, your next task will be more personal systems that I consider part of my own responsibilities. I believe your insight will be needed there as well. Alex felt a surge of determination. Zorya was no longer just a city of crystal towers and flowing energy. It was a place where humans could make a difference, where intuition, creativity, and careful observation could shine. And he knew that, as consort, his role would only grow more important, guiding both alien technology and understanding in ways that could shape the future. As night fell, Alex returned to his quarters, looking out at the twinkling city below. Somewhere in the distant stars, the mysterious fleet continued to observe. But he felt ready. Human ingenuity had proven itself today, and Alex knew it could continue to do so on Zorya, and perhaps beyond. The morning light spilled through the crystalline walls of Zorya's palace as Alex prepared for an unusual day. Today, Queen Mira had invited him to a formal ceremony, a recognition of the work he had done and the trust he had earned. He felt a mixture of pride and nervousness. Although the title of consort had been mentioned before, today it would be official. As he walked through the palace corridors, he noticed the energy flows around him seemed brighter, more harmonious. The city itself had responded to his efforts. The repairs, adjustments, and insights he had contributed had strengthened the systems in subtle ways. Alex felt a quiet satisfaction. Being here was no longer about just solving technical problems. He was part of something greater. When he entered the central chamber, a large gathering of Zorya's council and citizens awaited. Alien dignitaries moved with grace, their forms luminous and elegant. Queen Mira stood at the center, her radiant presence commanding attention without demanding it. Alex felt a respectful awe, but also a sense of belonging. Mira, he said softly, bowing slightly in greeting. Alex, she replied, her voice calm and clear. Today, we honor more than skill. We honor understanding, judgment, and insight. Your human perspective has guided us, solved problems, and helped protect Zorya. It is fitting that you hold the title of consort, a symbol of trust and partnership. Alex stepped forward, feeling the weight of the moment. He understood that this title was not a reward for ego, it was a responsibility. Being consort meant representing humanity, bridging worlds, and contributing to decisions that affected the lives of millions. The ceremony was simple yet elegant. Queen Mira presented Alex with a ceremonial insignia, a small, glowing crystal embedded with patterns that resonated with Zorya's energy networks. As he held it, he felt a gentle pulse, as if the city itself acknowledged his role. You have demonstrated that humans can bring qualities beyond technology, Mira said, addressing the assembly. Creativity, intuition, and careful judgment are rare, even among advanced civilizations. Alex has shown that our strengths and humanities can work together to achieve balance, understanding, and progress. Alex felt a deep sense of pride but remained humble. I am honored to serve, he said. I will continue to do my best to help Zorya and its people. After the formal ceremony, Mira invited Alex to join her in the central chamber, where the energy networks and city systems were displayed in intricate detail. As consort, you now have access to all levels of our systems, she said. Your insights will shape decisions, improve efficiency, and ensure harmony between our technology and the natural world. Alex approached the panels, examining the streams of energy flowing throughout the city. He noticed patterns that even sophisticated algorithms had missed, small imbalances that could grow over time. Adjusting a few sequences, he optimized flows in ways that minimized energy waste and maintained ecological balance. Mira observed, clearly impressed. You see things differently, she said. Your human intuition allows you to notice subtleties that my people often overlook. That is why humans are extraordinary. Alex smiled, feeling both gratitude and determination. I've learned a lot from observing your systems. But it's also about working together, humans and Zorians. Each of us brings something unique. As the day continued, Alex participated in discussions with the council. His role was no longer limited to repairing devices. He offered suggestions on city planning, energy management, and strategic resource allocation. The council listened with respect, aware that his perspective added value that their own experience could not. In the evening, Alex walked through the palace gardens with Mira. The twin suns had set, casting soft reflections across the crystalline city. Alex, Mira said, today you have been formally recognized. But remember, being consort is not about honor alone, it is about responsibility, trust, and collaboration. Your decisions will shape the future, not just for Zoria, but for the partnership between our peoples. Alex nodded thoughtfully. I understand. I want to do right by Zoria and by humanity. We have an opportunity to learn from each other and create something better together. Mira smiled. Indeed. That is why you were chosen. You are not only a human among aliens, you are a bridge between worlds. And bridges must be strong, steady, and trustworthy. Alex looked out at the city below, its lights glowing like a constellation of energy. He felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever. Being consort meant more than recognition, it meant opportunity, responsibility, and the chance to prove that human intuition, creativity, and insight could shine even in a universe full of advanced civilizations. As night fell over Zoria, Alex returned to his quarters, thinking about the journey so far. From repairing simple devices to guiding the city's systems and earning the trust of a queen, he had grown not only as an engineer but as a representative of humanity. And he knew that the final part of his journey, the part that could change Zoria forever, was still ahead. Alex awoke early, the soft glow of Zoria's twin suns filling his quarters. Today, he felt a quiet sense of fulfillment, knowing that the city and its people had come to rely on him not just for skill, but for insight and guidance. As he walked through the palace corridors, he noticed the subtle energy flows that pulsed through the walls, bridges, and towers, perfectly balanced and smooth. It was a reflection of the work he had contributed, and it filled him with a sense of pride. Queen Mira awaited him in the central chamber, her luminous presence as calm and graceful as ever. Good morning, Alex, she said. Today, we will review the city's overall systems and explore long-term improvements. Your perspective will help guide us forward. Alex nodded. I'm ready, Your Majesty. As he examined the energy networks and communication channels, he noticed that even small adjustments could have large positive effects. He recalibrated conduits, optimized flows, and suggested modifications to maintain harmony with the planet's natural cycles. Each adjustment was carefully measured, balancing efficiency and sustainability. Mira observed him closely. Alex, your approach continues to surprise me. Humans think in ways that are unpredictable, yet effective. You see beyond immediate problems and understand the broader picture. That is why your presence here has changed Zoria. Alex smiled faintly. I just try to notice what others might miss. It's not magic, just careful observation and thinking about consequences. The Queen nodded, clearly pleased. It is more than observation. It is intuition, judgment, and creativity. Qualities that even advanced technology cannot replace. Humanity has strengths that are rare and precious. After several hours of work, Mira invited Alex to walk with her through the palace gardens. The city below glimmered like a constellation of crystals, and the soft hum of energy networks filled the air. Alex, she said, you have proven that humans can contribute in ways no algorithm or machine can. Your insight has guided us, strengthened our systems, and inspired cooperation between our species. Alex paused, looking out at the city he had helped protect and improve. "I never imagined humans could make such a difference here," he admitted. "But working with your people has shown me that collaboration is the key. Together, we can achieve more than any of us could alone." She smiled softly. "That is precisely why I called you consort. The title represents trust, respect, and partnership. It is not about rank or privilege, it is about being someone who can guide, protect, and inspire." Alex thought about the journey so far. From repairing his first device to interpreting signals from distant stars, to helping maintain harmony across the city, he had grown as an engineer, a thinker, and a bridge between worlds. Being consort was not a reward, it was a responsibility. And he embraced it fully. Later, Alex joined the council to discuss long-term strategies for the city's energy and communication systems. His suggestions were practical, creative, and considerate of both technology and ecology. The council listened attentively, showing respect for a human who had once been an outsider. Alex realized that this was more than recognition, it was proof that humans could contribute meaningfully on a planetary scale. As night fell, the twin moons rose above Zorya, casting a gentle light over the crystalline towers. Alex walked along a terrace, reflecting on everything he had learned. Technology alone was powerful, but intuition, creativity, and empathy, qualities humans possessed naturally, could guide it in ways no algorithm ever could. He felt proud, not just for himself, but for humanity. Queen Mira joined him quietly. "Alex," she said, "today the city thrives, not because of machines alone, but because humans and Zoryans have worked together. You have shown that trust, insight, and collaboration can shape a future where both species flourish." Alex nodded. "It's been an honor to help. And I think humans have much more to offer, not just here, but in the stars. We can learn, adapt, and contribute in ways that matter." Mira looked out at the city, her luminous form reflecting in the light of the moons. "Indeed. Humanity shines not only through technology but through wisdom, curiosity, and care. You have proven that even in a universe full of advanced civilizations, humans are extraordinary." Alex smiled, feeling a quiet sense of completion. Zorya was safe, balanced, and thriving. The title of consort was more than recognition, it was a symbol of the potential humans carried. And he knew that, wherever humans went, they could inspire, adapt, and make a difference. As he stood there, looking at the glowing towers and the softly humming energy networks, Alex realized something profound. Humanity's greatest strength was not in machines, speed, or knowledge alone, it was in the mind, the heart, and the ability to see what others could not. With a deep breath, Alex felt a renewed sense of purpose. Zorya's future, and the bond between humans and aliens, was brighter than ever. And in the quiet glow of the twin moons, he knew that human ingenuity and insight would continue to shine among the stars.